will cook another one. Sometimes I get so lonely. People everywhere.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy J Brock. It's Clapitup La. I'm
sir.
right here with my boy Ahhwill, an all-around artist, a songwriter, and like this dude say, can't nobody out-rap him. So y'all make sure y'all tap in, do all that, like, subscribe, comment, share. Let's make sure we get this word out for Ahhwill. And straight into it, Ahhwill, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Blessed to be here.
It's
bro.
blessed. It's blessed to be sitting right here with you. Now, for this guy right here, he started out writing verses, like whole pages at the age of 16.
Yep.
Now, let me ask you this. Was this something, you know what I'm saying, you made the conscious decision to do, or did you realize after so long, I'm writing a whole verse? Let me keep, because honestly, you could be doing something by accident.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it kind of was an accident because, like, before I decided to really start making music, like wanting to touch people, I just always been a fan of words, like knowing how to just like piece words together, like try to paint a picture using words. Like I was a kid who used to compete with my teachers writing essays, like, you feel me? Like they'll be teaching all the other kids. I was probably in second grade. They'll be teaching all the other kids how to write essays, but I already knew how to write them.
Okay.
So we would have competition, like who could finish their essay the fastest. You know, and the standard essay at that time was what, 4 paragraphs? Yeah. So I just kicked them 4 paragraphs off quick, like what? And I'm only in the second grade, so I just knew, like, I always had a pen. You know what I'm saying? So in like 10th grade, when I was like 16. I'll be sitting in class and like I'll get bored of the work and I just like, you know, most people, you know what I'm saying, most people doodle, you know, they draw, but me, I would just write a full page of like what's going on in class. Like I'm like, oh, the girl next to me, you know what I'm saying?
So you started off. So, okay, now we're going to get more into that, you know what I'm saying, making the music for the ladies and things like that. But you just said, you know, you thinking about the girl next to you. So you started off, so to speak, using women as that kind of source of motivation to do it.
Yeah, early on, like when I was just writing a whole page, like of course I had bars in there, but like the forefront, the reason why I was even writing one, I was trying to show the girl next to me that.
So was you writing letters? Was you the dude writing letters in class?
I kind of was writing letters in class.
So you slid some lyrics to a female before?
I never slid through the lyrics, but I was showing my homie like, bro, look at this. You know what I'm saying? He was like, okay.
That's funny right there. So at an early age, you realized that you seriously had a passion in writing.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this. When did you grow confident enough to start to perform them lyrics to yourself?
You know what's crazy? I'm glad you even asked me that because that around that same time realm, I think probably like I'm about to graduate. I'm a senior now, but I had a homie who's still one of my closest friends to this day. We was just hanging out, and I had an iPod that I got for free because I was taking care of my dad's friend's dogs, and she used to pay me like with iPods, all kind of shit.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah. So I had an iPod, and I started writing lyrics to my iPod as opposed to writing them down because my thumbs was faster.
iPod touch.
Yeah, like the first ones, you know what I'm saying? Like barely connect to Wi-Fi. It wasn't as refined, but that's what I was doing that, and then like I remember the day we was chilling, and I was like, bro, let me show you this real quick. And now at this point, I'm like, I started like saying the words and like getting like cadences down. So I had this one, I had just been practicing, and I'm like, no beat still, and I'm just like, and I'm like, bro, let me show you this. So I get into it, you feel me? And I'm just going down. It's a long verse because you feel me. iPod writing in a page is way longer. Pages in an iPod would be like 5-6 pages in a notebook. You know what I'm saying? So it's a long verse, and I'm spinning, I'm going crazy, like I'm busting. So when I finish, I look at my boy, and he's just like stunned, like he's seen a ghost, and he's like, bro, he like, man, and he told me right then and there, he was like, don't ever stop. He was like that. It was like he basically was like he was crazy. He was like he never seen that. He was like not only did you didn't have a beat, the words, like the wordplay, like the bars. He was like, man, he was like don't ever stop. And just from there, of course, there's been other moments where people have been telling me like, man, you above average, you better than what like your exposure has shown you or whatever. But it's like that moment is the one I hold on to when I ever feel like giving up. I'm like, nah, man. my day one homie told me at the beginning, before anybody ever heard me say a word, not to stop. So,
but you know what? That's key, because we all have those moments. You know, when somebody is like, "Bro, never stop doing it." But at the same time, even though you have those moments, how do you deal with the ones that people kind of not so approving?
So. That's funny. I have a story for that too. So one day I was chilling with this is a big bro of mine, like somebody I credit to how hard I worked to this day, because I remember I was showing him some music. I had started recording at this time, but I wasn't like as good with it. I ain't never haven't dropped a song or nothing. I was just recording, trying to find my niche, like what I like, how I like to be on tracks, like what voices I like to use or whatever. So he told me one day, I showed him some shit, like showed him like 3-4 songs, and he was like, "Hey, so you got to work on your delivery." He was like, it's hard, like your lyrics is hard, but like the way you sounding on these tracks, and he was like, you basically don't sound experienced enough. He's like, and I'm like, if you want to, he basically told me like, you want to be in this industry, you got to have that down pat before you enter, because they're going to eat you up if you don't. You feel me? So I heard that. I could have took that and was like, man, fuck you, like you a hater, all that. But I really took that into consideration. Of course, I was mad at the time because I thought I was on my shit. But then I really started listening to myself, and I was like, you know what? This could be better. He's right. Like I could have said this better, or I could have structured the song better. Just anything. So I started really just diving deeper into myself and trying to just focus on not having people say that to me ever again.
I mean, I feel that. I feel that, because see, the best thing for us to know is that we can always improve. We can always get better. You are never perfect.
Never too good.
There is always room for improvement. So shout out to him breaking it down to you in such a way.
My boy Jay Nasty.
Shout out Jay Nasty for breaking it down to him in a way that he can understand, instead of taking it as a negative and turn it into something positive. A lot of people struggle with that today. So we're going to clap it up for that moment. We're going to clap it up for being mature enough to capitalize on that.
Yes, sir.
Now, after high school, you got you a job at Food for Less on Slauson and Western, and y'all know how that is over there. But what you said that you did was you would go to work, and after work, you would walk to your cousin's house.
Who lived
and do some recording. Now, you know how Slauson and Western is. Like you said, thank God nothing happened.
Man,
now, you got to be truly dedicated. You know what I'm saying? To every day you would say, I'm going over there. I'm doing that. I'm walking over there to work. Now, why were you so determined at that point in time to go put in that work to build your craft?
Honestly, it was just a love for it. Like it was nothing more than that. Like I wasn't seeing no money. I wasn't expecting to see no money. Like. I just wanted to record. Like I like hearing beats and figuring out what I can say to them, or
beautiful.
Or how I could sound, or if I could sing on something, like how I could sing on it. Like I was just always intrigued and so into myself just with that. So that was just my driving force every day. Like after work, I'd be calling my cousin, like, "What you doing? Like, what's up?" And he lived on like 53rd and Normandy, so I walked from Western and Slauson,
that dude pushing
all the way to 53rd and Normandy, and I'll be knocking on his door, like, "What's up? Let's work." You know what I'm saying? And I ended up having like 2 songs on his
on where we're gonna talk about that. Now let me ask you this: you are so determined, and like you said, you spoke about the fact that you ain't making no money.
Nothing.
See, nowadays
nobody even know I rap.
Nowadays everybody think it's money, money, money. I get it, get your money. But a lot of the time, when you're doing what you love to do, this how you know you love something. When ain't no money involved, and you are just fulfilled. You going after it when ain't no money involved.
I'm having fun just walking there, like
just thinking about. I'm finna go in there and gas. You got. I'm sure you got the beat going on in your head.
I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get there.
Doing all of that. Now, here's the thing. You spoke about these words here from Kendrick Lamar. Spoke the words along the lines of hypnotizing his listeners, and what you say you want to do for your listeners. Now, speak on how Ahhwill puts his sauce into his music to hypnotize all of his listeners.
So, what I like to do is, to me, and I feel like a lot of huge artists who started out doing it for the love, like I did, they feel the same way. It's like, this kind of stuff I think of, I don't know where it comes from. Like I hear something, and I just catch on really quick. Like I can even freestyle. Like I can freestyle off the flip of a coin. Just like go off, I'm like, you tell me if it land on heads, I gotta rap. I'm a rap if it land on tails. You feel me? Like I'm gonna go regardless. So I always just had that just that natural feel to it. So now as I started coming to my own as an artist, I just know like what tones or what like words can like touch people. So I just try to like use that. And the first person to really just like open my mind up to that was Kendrick when he said that bar. It was like, y'all call it hip hop, I call it hypnotize. And I was like, man, like, you know, like I don't want to just be rapping. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to say stuff that people are gonna be listening to, and it makes their heart like I really like this, or I like when people cry, you know what I'm saying? Like I want people to be hearing my music and certain songs that make them cry or feel emotional or like make them get inspired to show nobody, because I feel like a lot of artists, they just be out here rapping, making music, or you know, sometimes they be talking about their life and their life be like real raunchy, or sometimes they don't be talking about nothing. And I never wanted to be that. Like if it's gonna be raunchy, it's gonna be clever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not just gonna be all pull a gun out, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? I can say those things. I have those type of bars, but I like to be clever with it. Like I like to be saying that, but you won't even notice because I'm hypnotizing you. Like you're just caught up in the lyrics and how I'm piecing every single line together. So song structure and lyrics really just came from that line.
Yeah, and don't get it twisted now. Ahhwill might consider his music heartbreak music, but he does talk about how he'll bust you up in the head a couple of times. You know what I mean? He talks about that now.
Yeah.
Now, you say that you want to, you learn how to finesse this. Now, this is a skill. And even freestyling. See, what I noticed that people who really freestyle, these dudes can freestyle over whatever,
anything,
however, and it's a skill that you got to develop. Like me, I freestyle, but then if I ain't feeling it, I stop. But I know some dudes who seem like even if they're not feeling it, they just continue to go.
I like the challenge.
Yeah, right. Now, how were you able to build up that skill in such a way and just freestyle, like you said, at the top of a dime?
Literally, I tell everybody this, and they think I'm capping. They think it's underrated.
Yeah.
There is nothing in this world better than practice. If you practice, you will get better.
Yeah.
I don't care if you ain't never freestyled. If you think you can't do it, you take 30 days out of your life you say every day I'm gonna just try to freestyle. Just like by the 15th day, the words are gonna be coming more easier than it was the first day. Because I used to be a dude who thought I couldn't freestyle until I was just chilling with my friends. One of my day ones, of course, his name is Wavy. Shout out to Wavy.
Shout out Wavy.
Me and his homies, we were just freestyling. We were just rapping. So at first, you feel me, I didn't really know how to catch a flow. So I just hop on there, just say what I can. You know what I'm saying? And they were the ones telling me like, oh, like that was dope. Like keep going. So I was doing that every day with them, just rapping, just trying to freestyle. Then it just, I don't know, it just clicked. Like I just started being able to do it at will. Like you could play anything. Like you could play some stuff that you can't even rap to, and I'm a find some type of cadence, some type of words to say. So. Practice. Everybody, practice.
Practice. That's it.
Practice makes perfect.
You gotta
for real.
practice. You gotta practice, because just like anything else, freestyle is like a muscle that you have to develop. And it only gets stronger when you continue to put in that work and repetitively get them repetitions in. Now, like you were getting into, you were able to be featured on your cousin's album, The Pilot, right?
Yep.
Now, how good did that make you feel, and how much did you enjoy listening to yourself on somebody else's album?
First of all, as a artist who had nothing prior, that was the best feeling in the world, and I probably never really properly gave my cousin credit for this, so I'm gonna give it to him now. Thank you, and like really for real, thank you for putting me on them songs, because I listened to them back. They weren't that great, but it was like you can see just like the future, you know what I'm saying? Like you can see where I could go, as because he was allowing me to sing, allowing me to rap my most craziest bars and cadences. Pretty much did whatever on these songs, and all he did was just match my energy, like try to just make it fit to it along the lines of his album. So
that's dope.
I thank him for allowing me to do that, and it really just it helped me just moving forward. Like now I attack everything like that. Like
that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. And it's always good to have somebody like that in your corner to give you that opportunity to even do that. And like you said, the fact that he considered even matching your energy instead of like going off his own energy. Right. Or trying to just like control the whole song or whatever. That right there will make you comfortable, and that's good right there. Now, in 2018, you put out your first song with Travis Walker on SoundCloud. Now, can you still listen to that song? And how much of growth have you noticed in your work since then?
That song is still in my daily rotation because that song is just special to me, because not only was it the first one, it was the first one I ever put out. It was just the first song that I heard after I finished, and I was like, this is me. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just one of them songs where it was like, if I want to be anything as an artist, this song is like the forefront of that. Like I want people to listen to my music and really feel, and that was the first song that taught me just how to, whether it's the verse or the bridge, just the whole song in general, because I wrote the song front to back. Yeah. All Travis did was sing, but shout out to Travis, he's a dope writer in his own right, but all he did was sing, but he just took it to another level, and he did that on a few songs, but just that one, it's just always gonna be special.
And
so
that was the love song. Mm-hmm. That song is magical. When I heard it, I noticed it's a familiar sample, but I'm like, this song was on the radio. Like, it just sounds perfect, man. It's really good. Y'all did your stuff
and
on that.
So many people were sending me like the other songs, like the other, because you know that beat or that sample is very famous. Like a whole bunch of artists, even huge artists, have hopped on that. But everybody was like, man, not even close.
You did your stuff.
They were telling me.
Y'all did y'all stuff.
I had at least 10 different people hit me up, like in DMs, in person, all that. It was like, bro, I heard other people on that sample, but you by far was, your song was the greatest. And I'm like, stop.
Y'all did y'all stuff. But see, you know what? That's greatness right there. That's that confirmation that you're going to continue to get throughout the time that you're putting in your work, handling God's purpose for you.
Yeah.
Now listen, he lists Kendrick Lamar, Earl Sweatshirt, Tyler, the Creator, A$AP Rocky, J. Cole, Frank Ocean. Like, these are all amongst your favorite artists.
My favorite.
And they all have their unique style. So do you see yourself in them? And what do you enjoy about their work so much? And from what I have listened to, you basically get a mixture of all of them in your music.
Man, I can honestly tell you what I love about each one, low key. With Kendrick,
break it down to us, man. We got time.
All right, with Kendrick to me is the best rapper of all time.
Okay.
Nobody's touching Kendrick. Just if I could really put it into words as to why, it's just not only is he just he's so simple, but yet so just complex at the same time. Like he can say the most simple shit, but it's so complex when you really listen to all of it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and plus, just some of his verses are just like the craziest ever. Like, the verses on "Sing About Me." If anybody who's a Kendrick fan knows about that song, y'all know how them verses like it's 3 verses on that song. 1, 2, and 3 is just out of this world. Like, I don't even know how he even used some of these words that he's using in these songs. And he's somebody who I took like. One main thing is vocal tones, like learning how to use different vocals or not just having one voice when you rapping. Like you feel me? I can be, or I could be, you know what I'm saying?
And Kendrick is so great with that.
Super great with
Kendrick can give you thug, he can give you lover. That nigga can give you
raunchy, he can give you high, he can give you weird, he can give you normal, he can give you gangster, he can give you everything you looking for. And I really took that from Kendrick. Like aside to just the words and the lyrics, just having that versatility with your vocal tones and knowing how to adapt to any song, I took that from him. Now J. Cole, who was one of my top, him and Drake, those are my top 3. Kendrick, J. Cole,
I'm gonna say, because he got some Drake up in there. What song was that? Was that Lonely? On Loneliest? Because you took it from the rapping, then you went into I'm like, he did some Drake right there.
That was like 50-50 Drake and like Frank Ocean. Like I like that switch up, the switch ups that Frank Ocean do. Like one of my favorite Frank Ocean songs is Nights. So like just that switch up and having just that deepness to your lyrics. Frank, the singing and learning really how to just say things that people can relate to. I took that from Drake, and then just having that skill, just pure, just musical skill, like it's skill that you don't even get credit for. Like I feel like J. Cole does not get the credit he deserves as far as skill set goes, because he has some of the best songs, best albums you will ever hear. Like can't nobody ever tell me different. Like J. Cole. That's why those 3 will always remain my top. Can't nobody touch them because they influenced me the most out of everyone. Like people like A$AP, Isaiah Rashad.
Isaiah Rashad is hard. Yeah.
Those people, like they influenced me, like later, like as far as just like music that I love and like. But I feel like they were birthed from the people I listen to too. So I kind of put us all in that same boat. But as far as like people that really just like influenced my whole sound, it's them 3, man. Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake.
That's beautiful. Now, when you see Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Frank Ocean, these guys are stamped. But you know, like you say, they don't really get the most respect, or they don't get the highest amount of acknowledgement simply because they don't make all the raunchy street music. And now you base your music on not being like that, so to speak. Now, do you find that it's a little tougher because you don't just go the typical route, or do you feel like
it is, honestly? Like, I feel like I'm not knocking like nobody who does do the you know, like the gang banging music or the just the real ratchet or the raunchy stuff. Like, if that's you, then that's you. Be beautiful in it, do your thing. It's just, I knew that wasn't me, and I wasn't about to portray myself as if, like, you know what I'm saying? I would love to hop on those songs as a guest, and they just let me like do my own thing on those type of songs or beats or whatever, and like, you know what I'm saying, like try to just put my own flavor on it. But as far as just really just making that music and putting it out, I couldn't. Like, I'm a lover boy. Like, I wanted to rap about girls. I wanted to rap about crying, getting my heart broke. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to be vulnerable on songs. Like, you feel me? Don't get me wrong. Like, I'll smack you in the mouth if you disrespect me. But like if I'm in love with a girl and she leave me, I'ma cry. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it's like those feelings. Nowadays, a lot of people don't want to admit to ever being heartbroken, or you ain't gonna heartbreak. I don't care about no female. It's kind of like we live in a time of no feelings. And it's like, honestly, we all have feelings. You just have to know how to not let that interrupt who you are and what you do. Hey, we all have them. And the best way to get over them feelings is to go on ahead, admit and acknowledge them, accept it. I am heartbroken right now. I'm feeling like that. Talk about it. Now, like I said, you consider your music to be heartbroken music in a damn time where music, you know, that's what it's about. Now, how do you remain confident in your skill? Because you're real good at it. So how do you remain confident in just honing in on that skill, and most of all, focusing on being you?
That really just comes from just being in music for a while. Like I said, just hearing all the like my boy, when he told me I had to work on my delivery, or I had people tell me that feel me, slow down when you rap, like you trying to rap too fast or whatever. Like, so I just learned how to find that pocket and just fall in it, like you know how people be going in a bag, like my bag is like a pocket, but it's a deep pocket, like it go all the way down to my sock. So when I hear something and I like it, I just bask in it. Like, I close my eyes and I put my best foot forward, and I always just try to be original, try to be me. Like, if I think of something and it calls for me to sing it, I'm gonna sing it. I'm not gonna try to rap it, or I'm not gonna try to get anybody else to sing it. I'm gonna sing it myself first.
Original,
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sing it myself first, and then if I'm like, I don't really like how I sound, then I'll bring somebody else in. But for the most part, I'll be trying to do everything myself. Like, finding features for projects is the worst for me, because I write the whole entire song. Like, I've had songs where I had to just take verses out because I'm just doing it at this point. Like I gotta have somebody else. So, you know what I'm saying? Just bring some more other flavor in. But I'm gonna do it all myself, man. Like, if I could produce, I would be a producer, engineer, artist if I could.
Everything. I mean, but that's the growth that you need. That's how you develop all those skills. Like Nick said, I know how to do everything. I got my team, but I know how to do everything. And that's really important. Now, it was okay, because specifically speaking, like even for me and what I do, I have a team now. But it was kind of hard for me to allow people to come in on my journey. So when you speak on making songs and having to do features, would you say that you ever struggled with bringing other people onto your songs? Like you said, now you got to restructure everything. How was that process for you, allowing somebody else to get on?
It was never hard on their end, because I always made sure it was ready by the time I even told them about it. But leading up to just having it ready, it's just been a lot of just process of elimination. Like, I don't like this verse, I don't like this part. No, I want to do this over that. But that's just how I am with music. Because I take my time on things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do a song, not necessarily love it after I record it. I sit on it. I think of other things that I could do to maybe help it sound better. I sit on it for like a week, 2 weeks. I go back in, do it differently, or add more, or take out. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to get it to where I want it to be. And I do that with everything. So if I'm gonna send somebody a song, I'm already have it just like structured out. And then if they don't really know how they're gonna come off, I would probably just give them a little guidance, coach them on how I would do it if I was asking myself to rap on my song, you know what I'm saying? And maybe that'll help. But for the most part, I just allow people who I think is dope, if I'm gonna have you on a song, just come on a song and be yourself.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't even really care what you say.
I can see you have an all-out passion for even coaching other people through this.
Oh, man.
You gotta have that. Because see, sometimes that could be difficult. Because everybody don't learn the same.
Nope.
Me, you might tell me something 5 times and I'm still like, huh? Wait, what? Okay, let me ask you this again. Now, how would you deal with somebody? You got it all structured out, boom, it's ready, it's perfect to you, but they still kind of confused and maybe not so certain. How do you deal with that?
I'm also the type of person, I'm not gonna wait on you. So if you're not ready to write a verse or record, or if I seen something and I don't hear from you, I'm gonna either just put the verse back that I had on there, write a whole new verse.
I understand.
Or I'm gonna have somebody else get on it. Like,
I understand.
I've never been the type of person I get discouraged if people don't want to hop on my song. I'm like, to me, you're missing out. You know what I'm saying? Because
I understand.
like I'm never gonna be the type of dude who like, oh, he didn't want to get on my song, so fuck him. Like, nah, like I'ma still have love for you at the end of the day. I'ma still play your music. I would still even record with you. We could work on something else if you didn't like that one. Like, I'm never no hater, but it's like, if you didn't want to work on that song, don't come looking for it later. Like, don't listen to it 2 months from now. I was like, damn, like he sent me that.
Yeah.
Like, you could have.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
now somebody else is on it, or I done filled it in with my own stuff. So,
well, see, this right here was a real gem. He said he doesn't basically don't get emotional.
Nope.
Especially when you win this line. You know, you want to be in the industry, you want to be a business owner. It's best to leave your emotions outside.
Yep.
Bro. Because you got to understand this. When you start to react off emotions, you get mad at everybody that don't want to work with you. You close the door on yourself.
Yep. You start to burn them bridges.
Right. Because you burn them bridges, like you said, and then you get mad at them and you want to get paid back. And by the time the opportunity could come around, you so mad that ain't no opportunity here no more because you blew it. So you got to leave them emotions out the door. Like I said, we all have feelings, but do not allow it to interrupt your process. So I'm gonna clap it up for Ahhwill for that.
Thank you.
For understanding. Keep your emotions in check. It's for the best. You better believe that. Now you speak of feeling the emotions while making your music and being heartbroken at one point by a specific, you say, light-skinned chick. I mean, you know, the light-skinned ones out there, they the heartbreakers. You know what I mean? Now, unfortunately, we all cannot avoid being heartbroken.
Nope.
Like we said, you got to own up to your feelings, and you used it to your advantage.
I did.
Instead of using it as a negative and causing you to be discouraged. Now, by creating your music around it, in hindsight, how grateful are you to have went through that moment?
Honestly,
thinking about how far you came.
I'm gonna just take y'all back to where I was in the moment.
Yeah.
Broke down to my core. I have never cried so much for anybody else ever.
Yeah.
I probably only cried 3 times since. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I was hurt. Like, when I tell you, I was on my knees, like after you like how Trey Songz say it made to be together, like on his knees, tears coming down his cheek. Like, that's how it was. Like, it was bad. Yeah. But I probably wrote like 100 songs.
See, that moment was great for him.
I probably wrote like 100 songs off of that shit. And now I'm still writing songs or verses, or I still touch base on just that moment. Like that, I feel like that moment created a realm that when I need that just sadness on a track, like whether it's a feature or it's a beat that's bringing it out of me, I just know how to soak myself back into that place on how I was feeling, and the words, they just come. It's like I tell people all the time, I'm like words, they just start falling down like rain. Like once I get that first line or that cadence, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm already just feeling I'm deep in it. It should start doing like this.
That's funny that you say that, because I understand it. I can understand that. Yeah, like you see colors and all kind of different stuff.
It's like I'm painting a picture at this point, and I'm just using it with words.
Yeah. That's crazy. And we got to take a second to shout out our sponsor. This would not be made possible without Toes Home Cleaning.
Hey.
Shout out Toes Home Cleaning. You can go to @Toes Home Cleaning on Instagram. Book your appointment. Rather, you need your apartment cleaned, your house cleaned, your event cleanup, office. They do it all. Tap in with @Toes Home Cleaning. If you do that right now, you get 25% off by using Clapitup La. So tap in with @Toes Home Cleaning and understand this. They got you for whatever you need. Now, Being that you speak on making your music for people who go through things, when did you begin to get that feedback from people that were letting you know?
Oh man,
your music is getting.
I'm so glad you brought this up because I'll tell you, I know the exact moment I was like, this is the sound that I want to touch people because all right. So when I was working on Love Music, there's 5 songs on there that I did the same session. I had a 4-hour session. I knocked out 5 songs, and they're all on that. It was Love Song. I did that the same session as I did Change Minds on there, Break You Off, One Man Squad, and it's one more. I think To a Place. Okay. I'm not entirely sure. It's either 4 or 5 on there that I did on the same session. But during that session, I was going to this studio who kind of had a lot of space. The engineer I was working with, so I invited people. I had like 8 friends with me.
Oh, he was going up.
They used to, they would come. We'd bring a bunch of weed, bunch of alcohol. We would get ripped, and they would just listen to me record. Yeah. But like, it got so bad because after that was like my first session recording for Love Music when I did those 5 songs, and I made little to no changes to those 5. Like how you hear them is pretty much how I recorded them that day. But my friends were like begging for them songs after the session. Really? I mean, like, bro, if I had 8 friends, I had hit ups from all 8. They were like, "Hey, send me those songs you did yesterday. Send me those songs you did yesterday." Like DMs, messages, they were on me tough. What? They were like, "Hey, I need them." Like. And when I sent them, it was just like, I sent them, you feel me? I sent them out because I'm like, if you came with me to a session and you heard something and you really like it, I'm not going to hold it from you. Like, I like to make people wait for releases, but if you was there and you was just rocking with me the whole time, like, I'll send you that song. So I sent them, you feel me, the couple songs that they was asking for, and I just remember just like, we're sitting in, now it's like a day where there is no session. I'm just chilling with these friends now. We're in a hot box, and all they want to listen to is the songs that I was doing. Like, it's unreleased, but they're like, bro, play them. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that was just giving me the confirmation early on before I dropped anything. I was like, I can really touch people. Like, and this is I'm learning that this is the type of sound that can really grab people. And my friends, shout out to all my friends who were there. They're the ones who really just instilled that confidence and showed me that I could do that with that.
I know I would have felt good, like, dang, all y'all want to listen to my stuff already.
Bro, it was the most amazing feeling ever. And I still, even if I don't talk to certain friends that were there as much, if I seen them, it's still all love to this day because y'all, I'm in depth. I'm in depth because they could have been silent about the love. Like, they could have been like, man, he good, but like, I'm not gonna let them know that, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's people out there like that, but
yeah, definitely. It'd be those people that be like, well, yeah, I didn't like it, but I hear what you're doing, bro. Like,
you know what I'm saying? But my friends were on it. They were like, yo, I love this. Like, it wasn't even like no.
Oh no, when I said didn't like it, like, for example, I post videos. They'd be like, well, I don't like all of them, but I hear what you're doing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like I see you feel me, from a distance, but like, they were full. They were telling me I was famous before, you feel me, I even dropped the song. Like, they were like, you got it, bro. Like music is you.
That's good.
And it carried on to this day, man. They still be just like, when you, like, if I don't drop anything in 6 months,
they gonna be coming in. Like, that's good though, because they setting that constant reminder. Now, you spoke about having all them people in the studio once. Now, I think I heard Nate Dogg say that he would have a studio full of people and he would just kind of make his music off of those vibes, the women who were there making the music. So would you say that you used that studio session kind of going off of the vibes of the people who were there?
Not necessarily, not for me at least, because I already had the songs and emotion written out, panned out before. I honestly liked having people there just for the in-between time. Like, when I come out the booth and I'm listening, it ain't just gonna be me and my engineer. Like, you feel me? Like at times my friends weren't even, they were just having so much fun in just like the engineer's room. Like, I would need to talk to him for a second. So when I hear him press the button so he can speak, in the background, you just hear just madness, just fun, just, you know what I'm saying? Just drinks, bottles clacking. So you feel me? Like, I'm hearing that, but I'm recording just like deep stuff. So, but I'm just like, I'm just loving the fact that my friends are able to just come to my session, not have to pay for anything. Of course, they brought their own booze and weed or whatever, but they would come, they would chill out, they would listen to the music, they would love the music. Like when I finish a song and I step out, like they'll be, you feel me, it'll be loud turn, but by the time I'm in there and we all getting ready to listen to it, we're all focused, locked in. Like that's the type of support they was showing. And then plus they shared all their weed with me, and I'm a very good smoker. So that's another plus by having good friends that just want to come and show love, and like girls and all that. Like I had 8 people, 5 of them was girls, you know what I'm saying? Like they just wanted to come hear the music and hang out with me, and I love them all forever to this day.
Now, speaking of that emotion, a lot of people got to understand that a lot of the times you have to create that mood, that emotion that you want to happen. It's not going to just happen, and you might go into something and it might not be there, but you have to create it. So how do you create that emotion time and time again? Because
in the background, you just hear just madness, just fun, just, you know what I'm saying? Just drinks, bottle clacking. So you feel me? Like I'm hearing that, but I'm recording just like deep stuff. So, but I'm just like, I'm just loving the fact that my friends are able to just come to my session, not have to pay for anything. Of course, they brought their own booze and weed or whatever, but they would come, they would chill out, they would listen to the music, they would love the music. Like when I finish a song and I step out, like they'll be, you feel me, it'll be loud turn, but by the time I'm in there and we all getting ready to listen to it, we're all focused, locked in. Like that's the type of support they was showing. And then plus they shared all their weed with me, and I'm a very good smoker. So that's another plus by having good friends that just want to come and show love, and like girls and all that. Like I had 8 people, 5 of them was girls, you know what I'm saying? Like they just wanted to come hear the music and hang out with me, and I love them all forever to this day.
Now, speaking of that emotion, a lot of people got to understand that a lot of the times you have to create that mood, that emotion that you want to happen. It's not going to just happen, and you might go into something and it might not be there, but you have to create it. So how do you create that emotion time and time again? Because sometimes, like I said, it might not be there. You got to create it.
So I try not to force it, because I noticed that music I forced, I didn't really like it. I try to let things come naturally, so if I'm not feeling it right then and there, but I know there's a chance that I might feel it later, I'll just sit on it. Like if it's a beat or something and I'm like, oh, I like this beat, but it's not really bringing the words now, I sit on it, I save it for later, and then like this is all glory to God, because I don't even understand how I could be sitting, it could be like a month and a half, 2 months from when I heard that beat, and I'll just be sitting around, probably had a couple drinks, or you know what I'm saying, had some weed to smoke, and I'm chilling, and I'm like, the time is now. And I'll pull that beat on, and like I said before, the words just start falling down like rain. So I honestly, I just move accordingly when I feel it's necessary. Like sometimes it's overwhelming, like sometimes I hear something and I'm like, nope, I gotta do this now, like these lyrics are coming now. Or sometimes I hear something, I'm like, not really, like I see it, but I don't feel it. Like the words ain't just coming just yet. So I'll just wait. I'll be patient with it.
So let me ask you this now. Have you ever freestyled something, right? And you was like, dang, that's a bar, right? And you had to write it down and you forgot something?
Forgot it? Oh, all the time. All the time. But I don't get mad at myself. Really,
for that? I done been hot about that. How you forget?
Oh man!
Or even like in the rhythm that you say it. When you forget the rhythm.
So what I started doing just recently, I literally just started doing this. I started like just freestyling, just like either the cadence or just some words that I thought of, like a potential hook or something. Okay. Just in my phone, like the recorder. I just voice memo it and I just save it. So it's funny you brought that up because I have a 4-piece that I have coming out soon. That the first 3 songs are just freestyles. Like I just freestyled them, like literally front to back. I probably stopped and then like, you feel me, figured out a line or 2 here and there, but for the most part, the first 3 songs are all freestyle, and then the last song on there, I was working with my same engineer, and he produced all the songs, and he was just making his beat in front of me, and I had one of those voice memos where I was thinking of like a hook or something. So I went in the booth and you feel me, I was playing it and I was like, oh, so I just ended up just structuring the whole song behind that voice memo. And that was the first time I ever recorded a song like that. And it's honestly one of my favorite songs I ever did. Like it's crazy and it's structured so well. I was like, wow.
That's hard.
To me, yeah, you know, that's growth right there. Because I'm just like, man, like I wasn't doing this before. Like,
right. Well, see, so you know what? Evolution is inevitable when you stay on something. When you stay consistent, you will grow in all type of different ways, shapes, forms, and fashions that you never imagined. You just have to continue to do it and continue to stick to it. Now, when you speak of, what is the mood that you're typically in when you get in that booth? You know what I'm saying? What are you typically thinking about?
Man, you know, my brain be split into like 400 different ways sometimes. So I could walk in a booth, be happy, jolly, love you all, hugs, go around, you know what I'm saying? But the moment I step foot, like if this is a booth and I step foot in and I close that door, it's just like
a whole different zone.
A whole different zone. Like forget how I was walking in the door. Once I step foot in that booth, it's like I'm trying to get the song out. Like I need to execute. Like to me, the booth is execution. Like I don't go in the booth to play.
Game time.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't go, even if I'm freestyling. Like I want to freestyle some shit that I could be listening to 3 months from now. Like, for example, like them songs I was just telling you about. Like I did that shit like 4 months ago, and I haven't stopped playing them since.
Damn. That's good.
Really,
That's good.
really.
Though. That's good that you can feel yourself like that. You know what I'm saying? When you're able to listen to something like that, how excited are you to be able to put it out, and how much have you like wanted to pull the trigger? Like, I'm gonna put it out right now. Let me hold it back. Because I think that has to be hard, especially when you think something fires.
Oh, dude, I wanted to drop them soon as I did them. Yeah. I'm working on a love music too, so I was gonna save them for that. Then I changed my mind. I was like, no, these could go out right now, and I'll write some other stuff for love music too. But like, this is just like a warm up, like a teaser, because I always talk about love in my music, and during these 4 songs, it's just I'm finding different ways to talk about love. Like it's not just gonna be
evolution.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not just gonna be man and woman all the time. Like sometimes it's gonna be like me and like my grandma or like my mom or something. Like I'm gonna talk about how I love my family.
Yeah, you spoke about your grandma. You said you only have one.
I only got one left, and she's my world. Yep. And in that song I said that in was a minute or more. Who in the bridge where I say can we have this dance? Can we have this chance? Like in that part, I'm asking God for one last minute, just with my grandma that already passed. Jessie May, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
You feel me? That's my dad's mom. I got her tattooed on my arm. My other granny on my other arm. Like my family members, they need love too. So it can't always just be me and like a relationship. Like it sometimes I gotta dig into that bag that requires me to talk about. Like my grandma, my mom, like, or my sisters. Like I mention my sisters a lot in my music because they helped raise me. It's like I never leave them out. Like my cousins that I love, like I haven't gave my cousins no bars yet, but they're coming.
Yeah, that's
love
good.
music too. I'm just saying it on record right now. My cousins, if I ain't rapped about you yet, it's coming.
Hey, man, y'all heard Don't Clap It Up La W. Y'all better stay tuned now.
For real.
Now, you spoke about basically on Pipe Down. You talked about kicking the competition out, and like you earlier just said, it's my time now.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: when you begin to feel that it is your time, what's going on in your life that assures you that this is your time?
That song was pretty much just manifestation.
Yeah.
Because
you felt the energy in that too.
Oh,
it's
man.
My time. Pipe down. You know
because once I heard the beat and I was just how I was feeling at the time, which was just feeling like nobody could touch me, which is why in the verses I was talking how I was talking. Yeah. It's just like, man, like I just know when that time does come. I was manifesting it early, but when that time does come, and like my phone is ringing off the hook, my social media is I can't even scroll without, you know what I'm saying? Things are becoming overwhelming. Yeah. I'm gonna have to play that song because I'm like, dude, this is what you was telling everybody you was ready for. So it's like, don't be no puss now. You know what I'm saying? Like back your own words up. So if you saying it's your time is coming, and you say you ready.
And you know what? The biggest thing you said, this is what you said that you were ready for. A lot of people want that, but you're not ready for it. Mentally, you ain't really ready for it. And I know it may be discouraging, but to be honest with you, throughout your whole process,
Yep.
that's what builds up that strength to be ready for that. That's what builds up the mindset to be ready for that. And you definitely are building that and developing that through the time. Now, on June 16, 2020, you put out your project, Hi, I'm Will. Matter of fact, you put your project out on June 29th.
June 29th, yep,
on
my
your
birthday.
Right? Okay. Now, at this time, you speak of being removed from your job.
Yep.
Now, how important and serious was it for you to drop that project in the midst of that moment?
Well, a little backstory about why I even dropped.
Okay, he's gonna talk about it. See, when we talked about it, he didn't say, you know.
No, we
go
did
ahead.
it. We did it.
Yeah, break it down.
So a little origin story. Like,
yeah,
of course, my job had kind of been going downhill, so I already had a sense I was getting fired.
Yeah.
I honestly only put that in my caption just for a little extra moral support because I was feeling a little down about it. Like, nobody likes to get fired.
Yeah.
But that wasn't like the real driving force to me finishing the album and putting it out. The real driving force, which is so funny, this is just like today's society for this to even be the real. My homie tweeted me and he said, "Bro, we need an album."
That's it.
And I said, "You know what? I'll give you one." Like you know, like I wanted to see how well I could work under pressure, like just off the wheel of just not. I ain't gonna call him a fan, but just like a fan. Like what if, like just how my homie was tweeting me saying we need an album. Like I wanted to know if I could deliver. If it's 100,000 people, like give me an album right now. Like so. I was just listening to all the music I had been working on thus far, and I just pieced the project together. And I only titled it "Hi, I'm Will" because it was like I didn't really have no type of like real just like structure or planning. It was like my homie tweeted me, and I was like, you know what? Let's freaking go, man. Let's do it. Like you gonna chat with me right now on social media? I had you an album in a month, and I worked on the music. I had sessions back to back to back. I brought singers in. We did a song. And I produced the album,
and that's a hard cover too. It's like he's standing on a cloud on the ocean or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, this a
shout out
cover.
to my boy BJ. Instagram no, he changed it. Mr. Play by Play, I think it is now.
Play.
That's that might be his Instagram. Don't quote me, but
he's
he did
gonna
the
for
cover.
sure caption it when he reposts. So y'all be on the lookout for that because that album cover is
cold.
Fire. Now, you spoke on. Writing songs for your friends, recording voice memos, people going crazy for voice memos. I mean, now, for somebody to go crazy over the voice memo is big. That's just a voice memo they're going crazy
Bro, blew my mind. Like, I never even experienced anything like this. So what happened was I have some friends who they show interest in music, but they don't really know how to apply themselves or just just write. It's me who just writes so naturally. Like I had a couple friends who approached me about just like ghostwrite these songs for me, and I'm gonna go in the studio and rap them. So it's hard to write something and then just like send it to them, just the lyrics, and show them how to really deliver how you was trying to say it. So I sent them a voice memo, but in the voice memo, you feel me, I had to do it like I was recording it. So I do it and I record it and I send it over, but it'd be so hard, because like I said, like I make the music I like to make for me or people who I think like fuck with me or fuck with my sound, but in these homies that I was recording for is like feeling like some of my homies from the hood type shit. So I wasn't gonna be talking about like bitches and crying and all that shit. Like I was gonna talk about stuff that I feel like they would talk about. So I was talking about like getting after it, getting to the bag, feel me? And shootouts, all kinds of shit. So I was just pulling out just to see if I could do it, and the stuff I came up with was just so crazy. It was sick. So you feel me? So I'll be chilling in the car, chilling with some other homies, and I'll play it, and they'll be like, "That's you?" I'm like, "Bro, if you don't lay that," I'm like, "No, I don't talk like that. Like, I don't want to. That's not me. I wrote that for someone else. I just wanted y'all to hear it because it's fire, and it's just something different." But they were really egging it on when I've sent it out. They've been playing it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they even hit me up like months later, like, "Bro, when are you gonna do this?" I'm like, "Bro, never. I'm never gonna do it."
I mean, that's good that you say that and you stick to your lane because, like you said, ultimately that's not you. So you got to be true to you, and you got to be smart enough not to sell yourself out. Now check this out. We got to get into this bar for bar with Ahhwill, because bar for bar, Ahhwill is nice. I've been waiting on it. Now I hope I picked the good bars. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
but
I hope
this
so
is the situation where we pick out a couple bars and we get Ahhwill to go a little bit deeper on what was going on at that point in time. So check this out. Here on Hi, I'm Will, the loneliest intro. I'm deep in my loneliness. If you can just, you say I'm deep in my loneliness. Mm-hmm. Now, if you can describe what that means to be deep in your loneliness, because a lot of people can kind of relate to that too.
That just kind of, that line in particular just really just came from just times I just spent alone, just in my room alone, like by myself. Like it's been times where I would sit for a week, 2.5. I won't hear from nobody. Not necessarily because nobody fuck with me or like I don't have friends or nothing like that. It's just like sometimes like when you give, as an artist, like you have to give a lot of yourself to people, whether it's performances or attention or, you know what I'm saying, but sometimes you just kind of just got to take time to just draw back, be alone, figure out who you like to be as a person or who you are, you know what I'm saying, just learn yourself. So I kind of just, and plus I was really emotional because that was around the time where Kobe had passed. Rest in peace to Kobe.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that was
we had just lost Nip 8-7 months before
back
that.
to back, homie. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just real sad. I was by myself, and then I was listening to that beat, and it just all came.
That's
and
crazy.
Like,
so it was all in the midst of that.
Yep.
Okay, and then you speak about, you say how your friends kind of like aren't the friends that you need them to be at this point in time. You know, speaking on that now, a lot of us, you got to understand this. When you doing things, your closest friends may not automatically support you. They may think what you're doing is stupid. You know, why are you doing this? You're wasting your time. But at the end of the day, you got to make sure you stay. You got to make sure you stay consistent. Stay on it. Now, when you feeling like your friends aren't being the friends that you need them to be, how do you console with yourself and be able to keep your head on straight in the midst of that?
Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. I don't just console I have to talk to somebody.
Yes.
Like I vent, you know what I'm saying? Like I vent to people who understands both sides of the story. And then like I get a reaction, and most of the times I'm not tripping. Like if I'm feeling something, most of the times I'm right. But I also can't allow that to just like let me just like shun people away. You know what I'm saying? Like if I drop something and you didn't post it, and I feel like we was close friends, and I posted stuff that you didn't post, but you didn't post my shit. At the end of the day, like it kind of hurt my feelings, but it's like I'm still gonna fuck with you because I know sometimes it may just be deeper than just a post. You know what I'm saying? Like you may have not posted it or only posted it once and not else, but you may have played my shit 100 times. Like I just try to always I give people the benefit of the doubt until they really, really show me otherwise, until like they really voice to me like, oh, I don't fuck with you, or you know what I'm saying? Like I'm never just gonna put that narrative on any of my friends like oh, you don't really rock with me, bro, you ain't post my shit. Like nah, you didn't post it, but like if I invited you to a session, you would come. You so like
and see you also mentioned that, you know what I'm saying, along the lines of, okay, I'm gonna show love, but I don't always expect it back, and that's kind of what it is. It's kind of like that, but you cannot allow that to
and also if you showing love just to get it back, you showing love for the wrong reason. And I never wanted to be that. Like all my love that I give people is genuine. If they don't give it back, that's fine. You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't ever have to show me love because I'm showing it to you. I'm only showing you because I really fuck with you. Like if I'm posting your music or if I'm singing your songs in public, it's like I really rock with you, and you don't even got to rock with me the same way. It's just like I see what you're doing and I like that. And if you're not gonna rock with me the same way, just that energy is gonna bring people that rock with me.
You gotta be at peace. You have to be at peace ultimately, because if you ain't at peace, that's when things get ugly. Now on 11/14. Everywhere I go, you know I gotta show respect. You know, many people rather be disrespectful. So how do you know, I mean, why do you feel showing respect is so important? What's the benefits of that for people who may not understand?
Well, coming from where I come from, you have to show respect, one, to get it, but just like to me, showing respect is another form of demanding it, because if I'm showing you respect, I'm gonna want it back. Like, don't think I'm finna be respecting you, you're gonna be disrespecting me. Like, that's not finna happen. Like, never. So if I'm showing you respect, show me the same back. You know what I'm saying? So that line just kind of really just came from that. Like I show respect, but don't ever think you could disrespect me. Like, you feel me? That was just me letting them know. Like, everywhere I go, I show respect. So There's no reason for you to ever be disrespectful towards me ever, because I'm never gonna ever stop out of line and disrespect you or nothing like that. Like any type of altercation that comes my way, it's always gonna be coming from the other end, because I'm never just gonna be, feel me, like rowdy or like even if you a pussy ass nigga, like we have people like that out there. Like I'm never just gonna, like, even if I could smell it on you, I'm never just gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Like just disrespectful just off the strength of I know you're not gonna do nothing about it. Like, nah, like even if you like scary or nothing, like that's just you. Like I'm still gonna rock with you regardless. Like I'm never gonna, I just can't, I don't got it in me to just be disrespectful. Like, nah.
Yeah, that's what it's about. So many people get so riled up about reacting off of somebody else, when most of the time it's best to keep yourself in check. Exactly. So you can think clear and you can operate.
So now, since I know that I'm always in check, if somebody step out of line, I know you fucked up. So now from that point, I'm on your ass. Like I play basketball, bro. I do something and a nigga start talking crazy. Leave a sleeping lion woke.
Hey,
sleep. Leave a sleeping lion sleep.
The peaceful people are the worst people to piss off. The person that's always cool, kind, and nice and helpful. Don't piss him off, because that'll be the nigga that'll go upside. Real fast. So it'll be ugly too.
I done got Easty on that court, man. You feel me? Like what?
Hey, I feel it though. Show respect at all times, like Nim said. Respect is how you build friendships, relationships, all that. Respect. Now, in Changed Minds, you said you seen me hang out with my friends you seen me hang out with my friends, not the cool kids. Yeah. You seen it turn us right into some cool kids.
So that bar is just, it comes from high school.
Yeah.
Because I was the type of person that in high school, I wasn't necessarily like, I'm put it like this, like I had the potential to be, like an athlete, a cool kid, like hang out with all the kids who were considered popular. Yeah. But I just nothing in me just never wanted to just be that for myself. And I realized like later down the line, all the kids that were being that, they were being fake to themselves. Like they didn't even really have it in them to just portray just like this popular cool guy. Like, or you had them kids who talked about fighting all the time but couldn't fight a lick. And I was like, I never wanted to be that. Like if I was gonna be something in high school, it was gonna be the real deal. So when I made friends, I made my first friend in high school, not in high school, but when I moved to Dorsey, I went to Dorsey 10th through 12th, and I graduated from Dorsey. My first friend there, who's still one of my best friends till this day, we started talking off Naruto.
Naruto,
the anime.
Oh, that's crazy.
We started talking like I had no friends, so I was just in PE, just on the yard, and then I just overheard them talk about it, and me being like a closet Naruto fan, because nobody knew, because you know what I'm saying, like I was just trying to be just cool, but I heard them talk about it, and I couldn't even resist, so I walked over there, just chimed in, didn't introduce myself, did nothing.
I just walked up and just started.
They were talking about some shit. I just walked up and started talking. Yeah. And the guy who's one of my best friends to this day, he was the first one and was like, "Who is this?" But it wasn't like who is this? Like, get away from us. It was like, oh, you just gonna come over here and start talking? And he was just like, all right, let's talk then. So you feel me? We started chopping it up, started playing Xbox, and the rest was just history. And that line just comes from hanging out with them every day on, you know what I'm saying, like we were the ones who would hang out by the lunch, running to get breakfast. To me, we were losers.
Oh, so y'all was eating all the cafeteria food.
No, in high school we were considered the losers. But of course, I started getting more cool. You feel me? Got older, started dressing better. I started making more friends that are on that other side. And then I realized that clowns just like us, they immature. They do dumb shit just like us. Like we all kids.
And that's the funny thing, because a lot of the time after high school, you catch back up with people and you be like, "Oh, for real? Oh, okay, all right. Oh man, this ain't what I thought it was." Then
you know what I'm saying?
I can do that. I can do this just being me. You know that's the way it goes. People, first of all, people become mature. You become mature. Just the things develop. So don't ever be discouraged because somebody might not be your friend or you don't fit in right now. That's cool. Just be you, because ultimately that's gonna be the happy you.
And by 12th grade. Everybody who was like being the cool kids, they were on the same shit we were on. Like we were all in class. We were all in class, clowning, laughing. Everybody loved us. We were all friends. That's why I said I only hang out with my friends and not the cool kids, but it turned us right into some cool kids because we were getting invited to all the parties, all the, you know what I'm saying? Like people wanted to fuck with us because we were just being ourselves. We were just having fun and we didn't care. We didn't care. And that's also just having that mindset. That's a shout out to Tyler the Creator.
Shout out to Tyler the Creator.
Who's one of my. He
went off too.
Oh man, he's one of the first artists I ever listened to as far as rapping. So
I listened to him a little bit in high school too. I was listening to that Pigs Fly High. What else was I listening to? I like that album. I stopped listening to him after that, but all that Pigs Fly High.
I got so many songs from that. Ass Milk, Pigeons.
Oh yeah, all that.
Oh my goodness.
On me. And it was funny because he was him, but it seemed like a lot. I accepted it. Like
I was loving it. I was loving all the weird, crazy rape a girl bars. Not necessarily he did that, but I was just. Something in me was just loving it, and I was still learning myself, so I was trying to figure out why I was liking this shit.
It was something that was just really unique about him. And shout out to Tyler Creator.
And deep down, that's where that bar originates from.
That's just crazy. Yep. Hey, that's the truth now. On my last one, a minute or more, he jumped into the Pac flow on us. He said, I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
Yeah, shout out to Pac.
I've been grinding. And I've been grinding long. You can see how long, you can see how far it has took me. You can see how long it has took me. Now, what made you jump into that Pac bar right there?
So, for one, just first and foremost, once I got like bigger, not necessarily my image, I'm talking about just bigger as far as stature wise. I kind of became a protector, like for my mom. You know, my mom, my dad, they're getting older. My sisters, you feel me? Like they can't fight nobody. So, and I've had situations in the past where people have disrespected my sisters, and I've been too small to do anything about it. So I wasn't necessarily saying I'd kill nobody, but when it comes down to just man to man, you feel me? Just combat. I'm gonna wear my sister's heart on my sleeve. Like if you fucking with them, you fucking with me. So if I pull up, just know it's gonna be issues, it's gonna be static, it's gonna be problem.
Definitely.
And whatever has to happen is just gonna happen because don't ever touch my family or don't think you finna do anything to my family. You're not gonna hear about it from me. Like I don't care who you are. You could be the biggest gangbanger in Los Angeles. Don't come for my sisters, and that's just that on that. So that's where that line came from. And the grinding thing. I just been doing music for so long, like you know what I'm saying, and like I still feel like a lot of people don't know who I am, but that's just I just continue to work. Like I try not to get discouraged. Like if I drop something, they don't get no plays. I'm just like instead of just thinking I need to quit, I'm like nah, I need to come harder. I need to drop something better. So that's just where that line comes from. Just having that mindset, like. I've been grinding, and you gonna see how long it took me when as I progress, like as I make more music, more songs, more drops.
Well, see, it's a beauty in being able to wake people up, because they might be sleeping on you right now, but next year could have woke them up, and they gonna tell you, they gonna let you know, you woke me up. I didn't even know I was asleep. They gonna let you know, and it's so fulfilling when you see that and that happens. Now you just kind of informed us that you got a project coming out.
Yes,
so
I did.
What can we expect out of Ahhwill in 2021?
So I'm thinking I'm gonna title it. I'm gonna tell you how to title it right now. It's a 4-song project.
Clapitup La W exclusive.
So I'm thinking about titling it For Love. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Just the number 4 and the letter love.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna be a 4-piece. And it's the songs that I was freestyling, but they just came out so good, so well put together. It's like. I know how to write really well, and I kind of freestyle when I'm writing too, but they just hit different when you know they came from nothing. Like you didn't write them down at all. You just sat on the mic and you just did it, and that's what I was doing on them 4 songs. And quick shout out to Hush the Gift. I got doing that from him and his crew. Shout out to Left Field. You feel me?
Left Field.
Yep. So I got just having that knack to just go on the mic and just like piece a song together. Shout out to them, man. That's where that album came from. Now, so y'all be hearing that soon.
And you have performed on several occasions.
Oh man,
what's that feeling like when you get up on that stage and you perform?
So aside to just rapping and recording, my favorite thing in music is performing. It's just nothing like it. Like like having people knowing it's really having people knowing your words. It just do something different. Like that type of just like. Knowing the work you put in and you putting out these songs and people are actually playing them and learning them, that type of stuff, it just make you tear up because it's like, damn, like I've been putting all this work in and now people are really finally seeing it. So as I started getting more shows and like people were kind of like knowing my lyrics, and whether it was friends or family, I don't care. Like to me, it's still the same feeling. Like if I had 100 family members who knew every word to a song and we were just rocking, like if they were finishing out every bar, that to me is beautiful. Like you don't even have to be fans. Like you could be family. You could be. I like to treat fans like family. If I do have somebody who doesn't know me at all, but they're expressing love for my music, I would treat them like family, because it's just like. And then when I step on the stage, to me it's like an artist and family relationship. So I'm the type of dude, like, man, if I have a good show, I want to give everybody who is in attendance a hug. Like, I just want to go around. I just want to make my rounds. Like, everybody, just come on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that.
That's the type of person I am. So I just carry that when I'm performing. Like, and then also, like I said, like I get emotional during my music. So sometimes I'll be performing, and I kind of forget that I'm performing. Like, I just get really just into the song. Like, just like, man, like vocally, just like on singing, executing stuff that I didn't even do while recording. Like, I like to switch it up.
Well, yeah, you get to bring that different energy when you're on stage.
Yep. I like to switch it up, and it's just that just comes from just the love. Like, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Performing is very. A lot of artists, they kind of look at performing as kind of like in a cage, or like, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of people watching you, but it's like you got to understand why they're watching you. Like, you put this work out, and they fell in love with it. So now they wanna capture your emotion. They wanna see your face while you're rapping it, while you're singing it, or doing whatever, or like, you know what I'm saying? Or a lot of times people just be wanting to see if you're a real person. Like, like that's how I used to say about like, you know, like Drake and like all them, like up until seeing them live, because I'm a huge concert goer, by the way. I love concerts. I've seen pretty much everyone.
Energy, beautiful.
Man, and like, I'll be like, I gotta go just see if they real, cause you never know. Like, these people could be a figment of our imagination. They could be they could be a robot. Like, you never know. So have to just loving the music and want to see the music. Like, you want to just go feel people's energy. Like, feel people who is at a higher status than you. You just want to feel their energy and love, and just see if like if they was talking about what they was talking about in their music is just really them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really like artists who have songs and they be on stage performing them like they don't even like their song. Like,
they just standing around.
Standing around, they barely give you any energy. Like I like artists who a song come on and they could barely perform it because it's just tense. Like, they like, oh my goodness, like heartfelt stuff like that.
I understand it. I understand that. Well, check this out. This Clapitup LA with my boy Ahhwill. You know what I mean? Y'all know we just got that good game for y'all.
Yes.
So y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. Make sure y'all post this all around Instagram, all around Facebook, so more people can get involved with this Ahhwill movement. Once again, it's Clapitup LA. It's your boy Jay Brock. It's my boy Ahhwill.
Yes, sir. We out.